The Ford V8 Revue. The Ford Dealers of America present for your enjoyment a transcribed program of popular music featuring Bob Crosby and his famous swing band with the Freshman Trio. She's in gear, boys. Take her away, Bob Crosby.
The Ford V8 Revue picks up speed with that popular melody, Oh My Goodness. May I play it and sing it for you? So blue, but honest, I can't hate you when you smile at me the way you do. Oh my goodness, sometimes I want to leave you. You tell such awful lies, but I could never leave you when I look into those great big eyes. Oh my goodness, I love you, do you love me? Honey, if you don't, why don't you? Honey, if you won't, why won't you? Am I gonna have trouble with you? I really ought to scold you. You'll have me old and gray. But when it's time to scold you, I hold you in my arms and say, oh my, oh my, oh my goodness.
What does the average person consider most in buying a car?
The businessman expects dependability, and he wants all-around economy. He'll get it in the Ford V8. Low first cost, low upkeep cost, low depreciation, and long life give him more miles per dollar. The new economy carburetor gives high gasoline mileage. Most Ford V8 drivers change oil at only 2,000-mile intervals without adding a drop between. The businessman considers all these things, and he gets them all in a Ford V8, the only car under $1,600 to offer the fine car performance of a V8 engine.
Youth is more concerned with pep. Quick acceleration in the Ford V8 carries you through traffic smoothly. You get a real thrill when you step on the accelerator and feel the surge of power in a Ford V8.
The discriminating woman wants all these things in a car and more. She must have a car that handles easily anywhere, in traffic or on the highway. That car is the Ford V8. She also demands beauty as well as fine car performance. That's why she'll approve of the newly designed interiors in both standard and deluxe models. In all standard models, you now have a choice of broadcloth or mohair upholstery. New improvements in the deluxe models include instrument panels and window moldings with walnut grain finish, tandem windshield wipers, new type steering wheel, and many others.
Any Ford dealer will be glad to let you drive a Ford V8. Call a dealer near you.
Well, burn my shoes if it ain't that old Dixieland shuffle.
Ford V8 Revue burns up the road with that popular novelty, I'd Rather Lead a Band, the Freshman Trio and Bob Crosby.
I have an ambition for lofty positions that wind up with the wealth of the land. I'll give you the throne that a king sat on for just a small baton, providing you included a band. If I could be the wealthy owner of a large industry, I would say, not for me, I'd rather lead a band. If I could be a politician with a chance to dictate, I would say, let it wait, I'd rather lead a band. My every care ceases, I'm rich as old greases, when I've got 10 pieces in hand. If I could have the millionaires with a whole block of banks, I would just whisper thanks, I'd rather lead a band.
Oh, Mr. Crosby, we're from the press. Would you give us an interview?
Why, certainly.
That'd be fine. We've figured out a couple of questions here. We'd like to know...
Well, go right ahead, boys. Go right ahead.
First, Mr. Crosby, we'd like to ask what you consider your favorite task. Would you like to have an army under your command?
Why, no. I'd rather lead a band.
We'd like to find out your big ambition. Maybe you'd like to be a big politician. Do you give a darn about the Wilson Dam?
I told you, Jack, I'd rather lead a band.
If you took a vacation from your vocation, what do you think you'd do for relaxation? How's about a date with Sally Rand?
I'd rather lead a band.
Tell us, if you please, what's your favorite sport? Are you happy at golf or on the tennis court? Don't you think Monopoly's just too grand?
Well, madam, I'd rather lead a band.
A big band?
Well, yes and no.
A small band?
Well, no and yes.
Well, how many pieces would you have in hand?
14 pieces. That'd be grand.
A saxophone, a slide trombone, a big bow fiddle and a bass drum, and a guy at the piano who makes it hum. A violin, clarionet, a little hot trumpet and a tenor guitar, and Bob with the baton, there you are. And that's Bob Crosby's Dixieland Band. To be that professor is grand. If Josephine had left Napoleon and climbed in my lap, I'd say go back to nap. I'd rather lead a band.
Buy a used car with confidence from your nearby Ford dealer. Ford dealers' R&G used cars are renewed and guaranteed. Every car with the R&G label has been renewed, carefully inspected, and put in first-class condition by expert mechanics. But it doesn't stop there. R&G used cars are renewed outside, too, cleaned and polished, so that any car with the R&G label is one you'll be proud to drive. R&G used cars are guaranteed by the Ford dealers who sell them. When you buy an R&G used car, drive it, test it yourself. If it isn't satisfactory, return it within 2 days and get your money back. That's fair enough, isn't it? The Ford dealer near you has a fine selection of R&G used cars now, in late models of all popular makes. See them tomorrow. Your present car may take care of the down payment, and convenient terms can be arranged for the balance.
And here's that old favorite done up in a new style, Farewell Blues.
Let's everyone go roll, roll, rolling along.
Any Ford dealer will be glad to place a Ford V8 car at your disposal. Remember, too, that he is headquarters for famous Ford service on Ford V8 cars, trucks, and commercial cars. You're invited to tune in again soon for another transcribed Ford V8 review featuring Bob Crosby and his famous swing band and the Freshman Trio over this same station. Thank you.
For wheels of pleasure, we're sure you'll treasure the car that never goes wrong. Each mile's a thrill, a Ford fills the bill when you're rolling along.